Hello guys, this is Uncle Big Fish, and on this video we're gonna be discussing the Huntress. This is one of the classes that was most requested for. As you can see, I just got myself a Huntress. We just exchanged my Windwalker for this one, so that was a lot of BP to spare. I've already used my the free Ascension and Awakening tickets. So I gotta fuck that one up and use BP instead. But today we're gonna be discussing the Hunters. This is one of the best classes, I would say, for people who like big tits, because this class has the highest and biggest base tit size in the game. By the way, for the design on her, I do have a couple people asking for it already, but you know what? Just for this video, just for the sake of this video, here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I'm going to be showing you my Huntress. This is my Huntress. The creator is res00160077. This one is only for the base. I changed it completely from what it was before, so yeah. I will just add this on the beauty album, like so. And for those that wants to copy that, you are more than welcome to just all you need to do is just type my name. So I'll put it there for everyone to copy if you guys want to. I think I did a pretty good job. It took me like an hour and a half to make this. So yeah, I think I did a really good job. I think she looks absolutely beautiful. Probably one of the most beautiful Huntresses I've ever seen. The rest of the designs are a bit disappointing, if I could say myself. This is mine, and then you got, it's the rest are a bit disappointing. Yeah. Alright, so now let's just discuss a little bit about the Huntress' skills and how does she fare in combat. And after this, I think I have Akasha or Mao, I forgot. I think it's Akasha. Yeah, we'll have Akasha to display some Huntress gameplay later on in the arenas. But for now, let's just talk about her skills a little bit, yeah? Okay, so let's start from the very first thing. It's Razor Wind. Now, this Razor Wind skill is absolutely great. This thing only has 6 second cooldown. The whole duration of the skill is about 2 seconds. So it's only got about 4 second cooldown. So this skill is really good. Plus it heals as well. It hits 5 times, and at max values, this thing will heal, if I recall correctly, 125. So 125 times 5. So that's a lot more. And then later on, it's actually not the max cap. You can get more out of that one, but I'll explain it later on, yeah. This thing has a hip, and of course it decreases DP and deals a bleed. This is a super armor skill that works in the arenas, so it's awesome. Plus it's piercing attack, so it hits people behind you. Next, let's talk about Flurry of Arrows, or the Fire Arrow. As you can see there, this thing hits twice, yeah, applies 80% of Flurry of Arrows skill damage. The skill damage of the skill is roughly around 600% at level 10 times 3, so roughly 1800 plus another 80% of that, so probably like maybe 1.8 plus 1. Wait, let me just do the math real quick here. I'm a bit confused. 1.8 plus 1.6, 1.5, around that. So this skill is roughly around 3000 base power. It's a very strong skill, and it does have imbued with all or Ahib. Very good one, yeah. Very good. This thing is your main skill for all this mumbo jumbo. If you see there, Flurry of Arrows, and it does have decreased attack speed, but it's nothing to write home about. It has a decreased attack speed of, if I recall correctly, 15% at level 10, yeah? And it deals a burn on hit. It does have a hit, but I opt for all instead. So, yeah. Next, let's talk about True Shot. This is pretty much your farming skill. It doesn't really move, it doesn't have CC, and yeah, the damage is a bit lacking. Yeah, it's only about 1,000 damage level 1, so it's a pretty dud, mostly used for farming. This will be Will of the Wind, your next skill. There's a 2 option for this. You can go for a flow on or flow off. If the flow is off, you will have this, which will deal a knockback on hit. If you turn it on, it will not have anything. Let me just press that real quick. So you see there, it deals no CC, yeah? And if you turn the flow, it will actually change the skill altogether. And as you see there, it deals no CC. However, you can use this while you're moving, so it's really nice. It allows for a bit of movement, a bit of disengage. Very, very good skill. You can use a skill in between different skills, so it's quite nice, yeah? It does have all or the brief imbue. You can choose which one you want, it doesn't really matter. It does give you an extra charge, giving you 4 charges in total. Wait, give me a second. Yeah, this thing has an extra charge. It can give you 4 charges in total, allows you to kind of move a little bit more. Yeah, you can use this between skills as well. You can actually go like Blasting Gust, Will of the Wind, Blasting Gust again, and then a different skill. So it's actually really, really nice. Plus, you can actually use different attributes. You can actually cast 2 of these and then cast like Descending Current. There's just so much utility with this skill. It's just super good, yeah? Super, super good. It does have super armor and field as well, and the damage is quite respectable. It does deal like demon level damage, but it's not bad. I think at max level it deals around 1800% damage at level 10, so it's quite nice, yeah? Quite nice. Next will be the skill Blasting Gust. Now this is the best, hands down, the best single tap skills in the game. Single tap skills meaning it shoots. It usually has 4 charges, and it's a long range daze. Now you can probably say that this is equivalent to Fletcher's Keep Away, or say a Fletcher's Keep Away, a Buccaneer Smooth Sailing, and the Megu's Sigil Shot. It's quite similar. They do pretty much the same thing. It's an opening skill. It deals a daze on hit. It's very fast, and you can move and target it while you're using the skill. This is the fastest and the best one out of them all, because this is just the most accurate, it's the fastest, and it's also got 2 hits. It does say here it only hits once. However, I will explain later on what I mean when this thing hits twice, alright? Next will be a skill Evasive Explosion Shot. This is one of the best iframe skill in the game. It does have pure invincible, if you see there. It gives you pure iframe, it has 2 charges, and it has 8-second cooldown. This skill is very, very good. If you see there, she can do a flow jump, and when she's using the jump, it deals a knockdown. If the initial one is a stun, you can actually go a stun and Evasive Explosion Shot, and if the stun clips, you can use Blasting Gust. It will instantly CC them, yeah? Very, very good utility on the skill. It's pure invincible, so you will not take damage whatsoever. Very, very good skill. However, it is quite slow, and I think it's a lot easier to set up on. However, it's not really a big deal. I think that this skill is just absolutely awesome in the right hands. Next will be the skill Spin Blade. Now, this one is probably for farming as well. It doesn't really do anything. Very low base power, only 900, and it costs MP to cast. So it's a pretty sad skill. Yeah, pretty redundant, you could say. Next will be a skill Spinning Shot. This is probably only for arenas. It deals a knockback on hit and has very low base power. However, it does have decent range once you get this, and you can imbue that with Serret. You can actually just go really pussy and use this whenever you can, just for the Serret healing. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, that's what Spinning Shot does. Next will be your main stab, or your high damage, your super tier attack power. This is going to be your main damage filler and your highest damage skill. This thing is broken. Like, the damage is actually broken. This thing deals really, really high damage. 311 times 6. At max values, this thing will deal 400 times 6. So around 2.4k. And then it has the Descending Current damage. It doesn't do as much as what you see on this panel, but actually deals a lot more than what you expect. It's just crazy, and the reason why is because of her passive. We'll explain it later on, just so you understand what I'm talking about. It does have AHIP imbue and Seret, but you don't really want to put this on Seret because it's just a single hit skill, and the cooldown is quite long. The cooldown's around 10 seconds, so you don't want to put Seret. Seret only heals once per cast, not per hit, so there's not really any point in using Seret. You just lower down the damage values. Next will be the skill Piercing Arrows. This one is quite crazy. Now, this one is useless. As you see there, it's pretty useless. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really have a certain purpose. It doesn't have any branches as well, so it's pretty useless. By the way, for this Descending Current, I'll explain how to use this. This thing has a very separate mechanic. Now, this Descending Current has something called location priority. Now, what it means is you can actually do this. When you tap it once, it will allow you to, it will put you inside a panel like so, and you can press on your screen wherever you want it to be put. You can actually just tap wherever you want, and it doesn't really matter. You can do this and just wait. But after around 3 seconds, it will just shoot randomly, or the closest one to you, which is okay. It's quite respectable, I would say. Yeah. Next will be the skill called Call of the Earth. This is going to be your base healing or buff skill. It heals 100 HP for 2 seconds for 10 seconds, so roughly 500 HP, and it gives you movement speed plus 10% for 30 seconds upon using the skill, and evasion cooldown minus 2 seconds. So it's just an overall normal buff skill. Probably the only difference is it gives movement speed 10% for 30 seconds, which is quite nice. She's not exactly the fastest class in the game. However, this class is pretty fast. If you see there, this class is pretty fast. Now, let us go into her passive. Now, her passive is called Blasting of the Wind. The blast arrow swiftly pierces the enemy like the wind. Very original. Apply Blasting of the Wind upon using skill includes evasion. Now, so this one will apply the Blessing of the Wind. This thing only goes once, so it will actually expire once you finish casting your skill. Increases hits for Razor Wind, Flurry of Arrows, Blasting Gust, Spinning Shot, Descending Current by 1. Now, this is where things go really dumb. Deals additional damage equal to 30% of each skill's respective damage. Now, the way this works is, this Blessing of the Wind is not exactly a buff. So what will happen is, once you get this, you will have like this this power. It will actually go kind of like that. You will see that yellowish tingly thingy there. I don't know if they put it here. I don't think it's here, yeah? But essentially speaking, what will happen is your character will start like using it. There's gonna be like this greenish thing if you use it, like, yeah, there, you see that, like the greenish bubble thingy, yeah? Once that happens, means you have this Blessing of the Wind, and this will expire after you use one of those skills. Once you do those skills, those Razor Wind, Flurry of Arrows, Blasting Gust, Spinning Shot, or Descending Current, it will expire. But you can use any other skill and get it back again. Basically, every one skill you use, you will get this. So the next skill will be boosted. So what you want to do is you want to boost a particular skill that deals high damage, because then it will deal an extra hit and it will get a bonus 30% damage amp. So it's actually insane. Plus PvP damage dealt 5%. If it doesn't hurt already, it actually gets more. Yeah. So roughly speaking, it's gonna pretty much double one of the skill's base power. Like, say for example, there's the Descending Current. This thing is accounted for 1 hit. This thing is accounted for 1 hit. So this counts as 1 hit. Alright? But because it's only 1 hit, so what will happen is it will double the base power when you get this. And then you get an additional 30% of its damage, because that's what the bonus for the Blessing of the Wind. Plus, you get a 5% PvP damage dealt for 5 seconds. So, roughly, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy damage. Plus, if the AHIP procs, it'll fucking hurt. I'm not kidding, it will hurt. I think I've done crazy shit, like dealing like 50% of the enemy's HP with one skill. It's pretty crazy, but it is how it is. It does happen once in a while, but don't bank on it. Sometimes it's not always going to be the case. However, it's a very high damage skill. I think this class no longer needs so much introduction, and pretty much all of you already know. This class is on Brain Dead tier, one of the strongest classes, yeah? This thing is gonna be just below gut tier. However, this class does need a bit of skill to play. You can't just steamroll this class. It does need a bit of skill. The skills are not that straightforward. You do need to have some sort of understanding of how to play the class. If you don't, it's gonna be pretty hard to use, because most of our skills are kind of like limited, and you can actually... It's not very straightforward if you get that, yeah? Her skills do have like this initial effect. However, you need to chain the right skills into it, and you need to react to your skills. One of the things that are quite difficult for me is once you use this evasive explosion shot, sometimes you can't immediately you need to immediately react and use blasting gust to continue, because stuns don't last very long. So for example, there's an enemy right in front of me, and I'm near to his hitbox, and I use this. I need to immediately use Blasting Gust, or else it will not connect. So say I do that, yeah? That's quite difficult to do actually when you're in the heat of battle and you need to really like react really quickly. It's actually not that easy, so it's a pretty hard, yeah? Pretty hard class. Also, this class needs to disengage once in a while, because obviously this class doesn't have pure immunity, so you need to know how to distance properly. Now, this thing is quite exciting to use. This class is amazing sustain, primarily from this skill, which is the descending, it's called the Razor Wind. I fucked up a lot there. This thing has quite good damage, and it heals, so you need to actually bank on this to heal. The addition, like the combination of a pure iframe and having sustain is a very broken combination, because it means that you are difficult to take damage and then you heal whenever you need to. So it's not exactly the easiest class to deal with. However, this class is very soft. So if she gets comboed once, she's either dead or almost dead. So that's such a good thing. Very, very good thing, yeah? Very, very nice. Now, I think that's going to be about it for the Huntress intro. I think this Huntress is exceptionally good in wars. Very, very good in the Battlefield of the Sun. She sucks in Black Sun, just like Buccaneer. She's very, very good in the arenas. Very, very good for whale hunting. And this class is overall very, very good class. It's a very good class. So I do recommend people to use this class if you like this elven thingy, this elven going. I'll probably go for this class if I wasn't so in love with the paladin. Never mind. Yeah, that's it from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I do have Akasha playing the Huntress and showcase you some of the Huntress gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Enjoy the arena clips, and this will be Akasha from Coral Reef.